Today we're going to talk about the kidneys. Now, I'm here with my friend Jimmy. Now, as you can see, Jimmy has exposed his urinary tract. Now, the kidney is a very important part of the urinary tract. Let's take a closer look at the kidneys. The kidney's main function is to regulate and balance water levels in the body, regulate the mineral ion concentration, and remove waste from the blood and body. Now, so let's talk about the kidney now. The blood enters the kidney through the renal artery, and capillaries transport the blood around the kidney. There are two types of nephrons that are in the kidney. While there are millions of nephrons, 80% of them are cortical nephrons, which are located in the cortex, and 20% of them are juxtamaxillary nephrons, which are located in the medulla. These nephrons clean the blood, removing waste. The clean blood exits through the renal vein, while the waste is transported to the renal pelvis and sent down the ureter to the bladder. Let's talk about the nephrons now. The nephrons are the functional unit of the kidney, and they play a very important role in homeostasis of our body. The nephrons are composed of a couple different parts: the glomerulus, the Bowman's capsule, the proximal tubule, the loop of Henle, distal tubule, and the collecting duct. Let's begin with the glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. Glomerulus is the first part of each nephron, and its function is to filter blood. The glomerulus is made up of tiny blood vessels, also known as capillaries. Now, the glomerulus, it's surrounded by the Bowman's capsule, which is a sac-like structure, and the Bowman's capsule has two layers. It is composed of the visceral inner layer and the peritoneal outer layer, and its job is to process fluid to form urine, which will be further processed and broken down in the proximal tubule. Now, in the proximal tubule, it reabsorbs H2O, NH, which is sodium, K, potassium, Cl, chlorine, Mg, magnesium, Ca, calcium, small proteins, and glucose. After the proximal tubule, we head into the loop of Henle and then up to the distal tubule. In the loop of Henle, the main function is to maintain the salt gradient, and active transport occurs here as well. Now, to maintain the salt gradient, our body will send our kidney messages telling us to either reabsorb or stop reabsorbing more salt. Next is the distal tubule. Here the function is reabsorption of H2O, water, and Na, sodium. It also secretes ammonium. After the distal tubule, we head to the collecting duct. In the collecting duct, active transport occurs and the concentration and reabsorption of water. Water concentration changes in our blood, so our body will send signals to our kidney telling us to reabsorb or stop reabsorbing more water in order to maintain a proper blood water concentration. ADH is the hormone that is responsible for helping us maintain our proper blood water concentration. We can see this using a feedback loop. We begin with our blood water concentration falling, which means that we're thirsty, or this could happen because we're sweating. So our brain sends a signal to our pituitary gland telling us to release more ADH. It then tells our kidneys that we need to reabsorb more water. So our kidneys begin reabsorbing more water, which causes our blood water concentration to rise. Now, when our blood water concentration rises, this is good, but it can't be too high. So then sends a signal to our brain which tells our pituitary glands to begin releasing less ADH. When less ADH is produced, our kidneys begin reabsorbing less water. And then the process starts again with our blood water concentration falling. And the process starts over again. So after we leave our collecting duct over here, the waste that is filtered out of our blood is sent to our renal pelvis. And in the renal pelvis, the waste is collected right here, and then it's sent down into our ureter, which then sends our waste to our bladder. Now, from our bladder, it's sent to our urethra, and then our waste is excreted as urine. So, the function of our ureter is to carry the urine from the kidney to the bladder. In the bladder, the urine is stored, and then the job of our urethra is to carry urine from the bladder to be expelled. Our kidneys are extremely important, and one other job that they have is to produce hormones. Hormones released by your kidney include neuroenthropine, which stimulates red blood cell production in bones, renin, which regulates our blood pressure, and vitamin D is also produced here, and it helps to maintain our calcium concentration in our body. Now that you know a little bit more about your kidneys, Jimmy and I, we're gonna say goodbye, and hopefully you take good care of your kidneys. See you later.